Guys, happy Friday. Happy Friday to all of you, and thank you for sitting down with me. I am Toya, and this is Toya's family. Of course, the family is out. It's a school day. It is Friday. So I am just gonna sit here, get some makeup done. I have a few things this afternoon that I have to get done with the kids. So while I have just a little downtime before it's the end of the day and I have to go pick up the kids from school, I'm gonna get into a makeup tutorial today. So I'll be doing my makeup and try to get this video uploaded, edit and uploaded by this afternoon. I know, guys, I have been missing in action on some of my committed days that I told you I will be posting my videos. However, I have been a little under the weather, and that is the reason why I was not posting as consistently as I planned that I would be posting. But however, I am going to get into this video today. First, thank you all for tuning in to Toya's family. Thank you. I see that I've gotten a few new subscribers, so I do want to thank you all once again for being a part of Toya's family. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I can't start my video without shouting you guys out. You guys are amazing. So as I create contents, as I shoot videos, and you guys are clicking on my video, you guys are in the comment section, you guys are tuning in, and not only is my viewing really high. See, a lot of you guys are watching my videos, and I thank you for doing so. And some of you are now deciding to subscribe. I thank all of my new subscribers that I've seen recently. Thank you all. And for you others that are watching the video and have not yet made that decision, I do welcome you to Toya's family, and I hope that you will subscribe. Here's the thing, guys. As a YouTuber, you do want to see the commitment of followers, and you want to see the commitment of people interacting in your comments. And the most important thing is the ones that are subscribing to let you know, I do support you. I support your channel. I support the videos and the contents that you're creating. It gives us a bit of a boost to know that, yeah, let me keep doing what I'm doing. People are sitting down to watch our videos and they are enjoying the content. So please, it is very important that you subscribe. So anyway, I don't want to go in too much more on the subscribe, and please subscribe, but please subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. We have a lot of fun over here. But as I said, I'm gonna get into a makeup video today. So sit back, enjoy. Whether you're watching my video for the first time, welcome. I am Toya. As I said, I usually do family vlogs. My kids are at school today. It's Friday, so my boys are playing tonight. So I have 2 basketball games that I'm going to tonight. My channel, it's around family, it's around just day to day. I do work a full-time job, as I mentioned to you guys. Some of my subscribers, my loyal supporters, they're certainly aware of that. So I do work a full-time job, and I do want to give you contents that are not edited so much, but just real life every day. For the past week and a half, I have been down, getting over a cold. My voice is still a little kind of raspy, but I'm getting better. And, I just wanted to sit down and do a little video today. By the way, I did get my hair braided. I was feeling really horrible, not having much energy last week, and I just wanted to get my hair braided, so it was a lot less maintenance, and I rest for about a whole week. I've been in bed, and I would go out to appointments when I had them, but apart from that, I haven't gone to a couple of the games, but tonight I'm definitely going to try to get everything done so that I can go to my son's games tonight. Both my boys are playing, and that's gonna be fun. And also, once the game is over, hopefully I can take the kids out because they've been home. Yada's been giving me really sweet notes and, telling me, Mom, I do hope you feel better, get some rest. Jornetta's been doing a really good job stepping up to help with getting her dropped off to school for me, and I've been able to stay in bed a little more. My husband has been doing a great job at helping me cooking. So thank you, babe, for doing that. So he cooks, so at least we have food for a couple of days. Today, however, it is Friday, and I do have to cook. So that's gonna be a part of my vlogging channel. But without further ado, I'm gonna get into getting some makeup done, and then I am going to have to get in the kitchen. I've been coughing so much, I've been so exhausted in my voice that I spend this whole 2 weeks out of work just to rest up and get as much energy as I can. Next week, I am scheduled to go back out to work next week. I do hope that over the weekend that I get a little better and that I can get back to work not feeling so tired, because it's not usually the thing that I do. I'm looking outside, I thought oh my gosh, it is snowing. We had a couple of really warm days last week. I'm looking out my kitchen window and I can see that there's some flurries. But yeah, we had some pretty nice days last 2 weeks. It was gorgeous out, and I came outside, like I opened the windows and I came outside to get a little sun, because I just, you know, you need the vitamin D, you need the sunlight. So I opened the windows. It was like 65, 70 degrees. So I think that kind of also got me sick, because I've been indoors, and then all of a sudden I open the window, get all that fresh air. I went outside and it just felt so good. I went for a couple of walks because of how nice the weather was. Yada wanted to ride her bike, so we did that. And the next day it got to like 22 degrees. So I'm sure all of that contributed to me just being tired and exhausted, having a cold, and getting over it now. So I'm doing better. I'm doing better. For all of you that are asking and that care, thank you. I am doing a little better now. So tonight I do hope to go out. I hope my boys do a really good job tonight playing, as they always do. You guys, Archer, you guys are the best. You put your heart and soul into your game, and I do appreciate you guys. So anywho, let me get into it, because I'll be talking and ranting. So I washed my face. I don't do too much on my face. I just do a little bit of shea butter. That is my moisturizer, because as I mentioned in a couple of videos before, that my face do get a bit dry, especially if I'm going to be wearing makeup. I just make sure that I start with a shea butter base. So that is my contacts, as you guys can see it. And I'm gonna pop some contacts in today, so it's going to make it a little easier for me to go to the game. I wear my glasses, as I said. I like to be in my glasses, but every so often I just like to pop in my contacts where I don't have to be bothered with my cleaning my glasses lens sometimes. So yep, so I have some contacts in, and there. So yeah, as I said, with the weather just getting one day warmer, it is warming up. It is warming up. However, it is kind of, it fluctuates, you know, back and forth. We'll have a little snow, we'll have some warm days. And who does not live for a warm day when you get to drop all of the winter jackets and stuff, and you can just be out there enjoying it. So, and I've been drinking a lot of ginger. Everyone tells me to get ginger, get lemon, get some turmeric, and that those do help. Last night I made some of that recipe and it helped me a little, but as I said, the only thing that I have, it's where I am coughing. So in my blender, I have turmeric powder, which looks like curry. I have lemon and ginger on the bottom. I am going to blend it with no water, and then I'm gonna make a tea out of it. But yeah, you and I take a vacation It's usually a vacation where the kids are out of school, but just due to the way I was feeling, I really just had to I take a partial vacation from work. I take like a week of sick time, and then I take another week of my vacation time just so that I can have a break and recuperate to the best. But self-care, that is something I just wanted to talk about a little. Self-care is so important. When you take care of yourself, you feel better, and then it makes you have a better attitude and a better outlook, because so often it's like you're working. Mom, single dad, single parent, married couple. Oftentimes you're just working, and you get so caught up. Vacation time is strategically placed. You may take it when the kids are out of school, something to go do with the family. And oftentimes you kind of just live for that moment when you're gonna do something, not, every day, or taking a little time off. Sometimes when the kids are in school, you do need that little break for yourself, just so that you can recuperate. You can have a little moment to yourself. And as I said, I was so lucky to have that, because the kids stepped up a lot. My husband stepped up a lot. They were cooking. The older ones were dropping the young one to school. So I was able to finally, for my workday routine, I usually get up at 5:30 in the morning. And luckily, I was able to stay in bed a little later. So I did get that help and support that I needed, which helped me out so much. So it helps. When I remember my mom was alive, I would have my mom come over, and she would help me with the kids. She will help to do the cooking for us. So my husband and I had a little bit more time to have a date night or to do something, because oftentimes when you're a big family, you're constantly there. It's all about everyone else's well-being. And sometimes you're the last person to take a little break, because our bodies, it runs down. Sometimes we need a little bit of love for ourselves. We need a little bit of stay in bed. You're getting up every morning, 5 o'clock, you have to work. You have the children, you have to get them to practice, you have to get them to where they have to go. And now my kids are teenagers. I have a lot of teenagers in the house, which they're able to drive and to get to where they have to be. I have a young adult in the house, so that helps me out so much for the days when I am not feeling well, that they can, step up and be a little bit of support and help me out. I remember their dad, my husband, called the boys, and he's like, okay, make your mom a little bit of this, get some ginger, go get some lemon, make her some tea. And it really do help, because those are the days when you're not feeling your best. Like, you can get to lay in bed and you know that the kids are still going to be, fine. They're going to be able to take care of themselves, because my kids are very independent. So that helps them to help do what they have to do until mom gets better and she can do it. And then dad comes home, and then he's in the kitchen helping. You guys have seen previous video. My husband is not a stranger to the kitchen. He will help, and the kids have always been in the kitchen. Once their dad is cooking, they're in the kitchen, they're helping, they're making season, they're doing stuff. So they're very much aware, and they're very much independent of me. So I'm very happy for that. But anywho, this is just a little foundation. I have this Longwear makeup. It's a Revlon 24-hour normal to dry skin. Can you guys see that? And this is a pretty good blend. I got this I went to the mall and I got my makeup from JCPenney. So this is a pretty good blend. And I like to pack my foundation in. I think it gives me better coverage than just like painting it across my face. I kind of pat it into it. So this works pretty good for me. But yeah, it helps so much when the kids are a little bit older and they're a little independent, because sometimes you just keep going. And my husband is like, look, I need you to book a appointment, go get go get a massage. That is something that I will do on my days off. I go get a massage done so that I can, you know, just get a little tension off of my body, because my job is a bit stressful. My job, it's a bit intense. And I'm sure all of you, you know, you're working sometimes. It takes up a lot of your time. Not only I start my day early, but I have long days, and sometimes it can be a bit stressful. So I schedule a appointment where every time on my day off, I just go and I get a upper body massage. Just help takes away from it, because waiting once a year for vacation to come around and for the kids to be out of school, to have a little time, that's a stretch sometimes. You know, sometimes it's like you have to get things done before that, before school is out, before vacation is out. And then we're getting ready to go do prom shopping with Jeanette. In the next 3 months, she's having her prom, she's having her graduation. So we have some dresses we have to go look into getting those done. So lots of fun stuff coming up. And then at least planning a family vacation for this summer. It's one of our biggest things, because after the summer break, and then she's getting ready to go off to school, that is something that, you know, her time will be differently managed. We can't just plan around her. We have to plan this one. So the next time, you know, when the kids have graduated, it's not so much time that you have to do the days that you may like. Everyone is on a different schedule. Sometimes they're in different cities, like Nate, my oldest. So I remember the year that he graduated from school, that was something that we did. We planned a vacation before he left, because sometimes, as I said, the kids are not around for all of your family plans that you may have. All right, so foundation is on. Let's do my brows. I don't have to do much filling because I had my brows done. So just a little bit. Here. But yeah, when the kids are older, it's just a bit harder to plan days with them. Their life become a different setup, you know, than us who are parents and who are a little bit more established. They're trying to find their footing in the world, whether it's through school, work, what have you. So we cannot expect, when we said, you know, it's time for family trips, that they are always going to be available, because they have their own thing going on. But every time we get to spend with our kids, we certainly appreciate it. I know Nate will be here for the graduation. So that is something that the older kids also, they look forward for when their older brother comes by. You know, the whole family gets together, and hopefully we also, before he leaves, because Nate is living out in California. So before he leaves, we can possibly, you know, get to do a photo shoot, get to do something when he comes along, because it's been a while since we've all had time together, you know, just to do something like taking family photos and updating. Life gets so busy sometimes, you know. And as I said, sometimes we're just all in different states, different places, and not so often. So every time we get to spend some quality family time, I take a lot of pride and joy in doing so. Alrighty. Yeah, every time we get to spend a little family time, that is definitely something that we all enjoy. So this year, the kids they're wanting to go to Florida, where they can do some fishing, because when they were younger, that is something that my husband and I did. We would take them fishing. Now, we lived in Florida for a very long time, and we had a little boat. And I remember, like, Nate and my husband, they would go out on this little boat. It was like a little canoe, so we all couldn't get on the boat together. So the younger ones, they would go out with their dad, and I would stay on the shoreline, because I was not getting in no boat. Like, I'll get into water, I'll splash and I'll play around, but just not in a boat. And my husband is very adventurous, more than I am. So I'm like, no. Then I got a message on my phone. Yeah, so my husband is a little bit more adventurous, but I got him a boat. Back when we was in Florida, it was like an anniversary something, because we would always go fishing, and you know, he'll see all these little boats and he's like, a boat, maybe we should get a boat. And living in Florida, it's like, why not invest in a boat? There's a place in St. Augustine that he would go on a fishing trip. Like, there's a boat where you go, like, you pay $85, I believe. You pay $85. That's my mail. So yeah, there's a place in Florida that you go to, like, you spend $85 and you get on this fishing boat, and you can take the fishing boat, you go really far out into the ocean. I think you would leave like 6-7 o'clock in the morning, and it brings you back about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and all day you're gone fishing. And that is something that my husband really did enjoy. So as I said, I got him a little like a little fishing boat, a little canoe, I believe it's called. And he was able to go out there and, you know, spend time with the boys, take them fishing. And me and the girls, like, sometime we'll be home or we'll just be on the shores, and then they'll go all the way out. And yeah, that's something that they enjoy. So the kids, ever since we moved from Florida due to the hurricane, they said, well, you know, that is something that we want to do. We want to go back to Florida. We want to go have our family vacation in Florida. So I said, okay, we can certainly do that. So I am planning a Florida trip where the kids will be able to go out there, and then they can go fishing with their dad, go out to the lagoons and play. There's always something to do there in Orlando, and they love that. So that's gonna be that's a trip that Jeanette wants to make to Florida. So we're gonna go out there, and that's where we're gonna have our family vacation. As I said, getting to see all of their old friends and spending a bit of a time there. So that is what we have planned. All right, let me get some mascara. That one is empty. So that is what we have planned for our family trip. This year. I don't know why these mascara, they kind of dry out. I think this one is the, oh, that's the Ellen Tracy Volumizing mascara. I have a couple of brands that I'm using, but for some reason, they just seems to dry out very quickly. I get a couple of usage out of them, and then they just dry out, and I don't know why that is. But I think, yeah, kind of have to buy these quite often. I used to have mascara that lasts for such a long time. Because as I said, I don't usually do a lot of makeup, but I do a little bit of basic everyday makeup. I work from home, so I don't have to get glammed up. And even if I was going into the office, just a little goes a long way for me. Once my brows are done, I think those kind of frame my face. And with a little foundation, I don't think it's a lot that I have to do. Okay, I think this is the... Yeah, but as I was just mentioning to you guys earlier about self-care, self-care is very important, not just for busy moms that is always, you know, taking care of the kids and getting everyone taken care of. Sometimes it's very important that you yourself, you know that little saying that they do on the airplane? If you are ever in a situation where you have to put your mask on first, should anything happen, and then you put a mask on your children. Self-care is a very important thing that oftentimes as mothers and wives and sisters and sometimes even dads, I mean, sometimes it's like you forget, you become an adult and life is all about you have to take care of, especially if you have kids. And it's a beautiful thing to make your family your priority, because I make my husband and children my priority, and my husband and my children makes me their priority. More so, my husband makes me his priority. So he knows that if I'm not 100% for myself, like how can I give everyone else when I'm all drained and tired and sucked out? But as women, you tell yourself, it's like, just keep going, you know, just keep going, and we will run out, we will run dry, we will run, always emptying into everyone else and never having the energy to do something for yourself. And if you don't take care of you, like, how can you be around to take care of everybody else? So self-help, Self-help, taking care of yourself, being really good for you, allows you to be good for everybody else. You can't say that you've neglected yourself, but you're being there for everybody else. That's not self-love. That's not helping you first. That's not putting on your mask. So oftentimes, in any and all things that we do, we have to learn to be a little kinder to ourselves and take a little time for ourselves. So for me, my thing is that I love massages. I love to go get them done. And I love to just, you know, be able to sometimes just be home, clear your mind, go for a walk. I'll go for rides with my bike, or I'll just go out there and sometimes just spend a little time with yourself. It is so, so important to do that. Like, enjoy your own company. It's a really good thing, so that when you get around others and then you're being companion to everyone else, you've already poured in some love and some dedication and some taking care of yourself. I don't think I need, I probably put a little blush on. Yeah, you don't always have to just run on empty and think that you're going to pour anything into someone if you're not able to pour into yourself first. And I'm happy that I have a husband that pours a little bit more into me, especially the days when I'm not feeling my best or not feeling like I'm able to do. He's like, no, 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 no. Get a little time, do something for you. Just packing this on. I don't want to get my finger all into it. But I'm just using this brush to pack it on. Put a little color. So self-care, when you love yourself, then you can show that you are capable of loving others. But it first starts with you. And even my mom, I remember my mom always say, if you guys don't know, my mom has passed away now going on to 4 years. 4 years since my mom has passed. So a lot of time, I remember her saying, when do you take a little time for you? Like, you know, you're always running 6 and 7 things you're doing. When do you take a little time for you? And I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna get a little time for me, I'm gonna take. But if you don't make that time for you a priority, if you don't make it a priority, guys, it will never be a priority. So for me, I do the things that I like and the things that I like people to do for me. So you can do it for yourself. It's nothing wrong if you like flowers, for instance. I love flowers. You see those flowers over there? Every week on my day off, I go and I get flowers. Now, when my husband comes home, he'll get me roses, of course. But it starts with me showing that I love flowers, and I don't have to be in a situation, or I don't have to wait until I'm sick, or a relationship, or a date on the calendar to say, well, oh yeah, she deserves flowers. Like, I can get flowers any day. I want to have flowers because I love flowers. So that is something that I do for me, and everyone else around, like, they will take, you know, they will take the initiative to see that's what you like. My husband will go get me flowers. When my kids go to the grocery shop, to the grocery store with their dad, they come home and they're like, oh, Mom, look what we got you. Look what we get you. The kids are always getting me chocolate. My kids are always getting me chocolate. They're always getting me flowers. Like, I have so many vases around because of how many candies and flowers that the kids, they bring me. And even if my husband buy me flowers, even if I buy myself some flowers, fresh flowers to the house, the kids will come home 3, 4, and every one of them that goes out there is like, Dad, we need to get Mom flowers. And then he's like, okay, get what you need. And then they will get me flowers. So they love to get candy for themselves, and they will get me candy as well. Chocolate is like, oh, Mom, we got a surprise, close your eyes. Yada and Gabriella, they love to do it. They'll get me chocolate. they would get me chocolate, and they would say, "Oh, we have another surprise for you. Close your eyes." And then they got me flowers. So that is something that we do in my house. Like, they know what I like, and I'm very easy to please. I'm very easy to please. So the kids will get me flowers, and my husband will get me flowers. And I just, even before my husband started to get me, like, I will get that for myself because I love them. And as I said, I think I deserve them. So why not? All right, so this is my makeup. I have this is such a beautiful palette. I haven't worn it. Can you guys see that? I haven't worn this much. Once in a while I put a little color, but this is a beautiful palette. And see, as you guys can see, this is the pink that that's like my go-to. The rest of them, I think they're a little bit too light, but they blend really, really nice. So just for my cheekbone, I go ahead and add a little highlights here. But yeah, I don't do too much, but I don't do all the contour and all of that stuff because I'm still new to the makeup thing. But I do sufficient like this. This would be the face for running my errands. If I'm going out on a date, then I'll probably do a smoky eye. That's about the only eyes that I do know how to do. I do know how to do a little smoky eyes. But this is routine. This is me going to the game tonight with the boys. So this is what I would do. Very light. See, it looks like I got a little more spot. Just a very light foundation. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get someone to do a pretty good professional makeup tutorial done for me, and then hopefully I'll get some tricks as to how to apply and how to do. So I have a little blemish in this area, so I just make sure that I highlight that, and then I keep my cheeks a little bit with some color. But I don't do all of the fancy contours and all of that because, as I said, this is just a run around with me, get my face done. Nothing too fancy. Those are my brushes, and I do have to clean up my makeup bag. I have to clean up my makeup bag. I throw so much stuff in here. It's very hard to close. See? Brushes and everything, so I have to wash those and pack them away. But yeah, as women, as caretakers of children, of everyone around you, take a little time out. You're very special, you're very important, and it's not selfish. It's not a selfish thing to spend a little time with yourself. It's not a selfish thing to do something for you. I mean, I think since I've been home, yesterday I went out. I got some lunch at one of my favorite restaurants. I went and I got some lunch for myself, and that was my lunch date, just at home. And also, I didn't get any flowers. These flowers are old, and those needs to be updated. But yeah, I buy fresh flowers. I get flowers around the house. I switch them out from my dining room or in the kitchen. And I just do the things that I do for me. I pamper me every so often. And if there's something that I like, if there's something that I want, I get it. And as I said, it does not take like a Valentine's and calendar. We don't celebrate and take part in Christmas, so that is why for a lot of you guys who might take part in those, like, I don't take part in those festivity of what the calendars say, February 14th and December 25th and so on. So I don't let a set date be the day that I celebrate family, or the day that I celebrate self-love, or the day that I celebrate what we do as a family. Each day, it is spent with being the best you that you can be, loving on your family every day, doing the best that you can do for yourself and for them, being in a good headspace. I think that is something extremely, extremely important. And then when you are putting out your best, then everyone else around you, they can receive you at your best, and they can love on you and you can love on them. But if you have to just set aside everything, or you're so busy working, and you're so busy with life, getting everything done, and like there's so much deadlines in life, there's so much goals, like you said, oh, I have to get this, I have to achieve this by a set date or time. All of that can take so much away. All of that can take so much away from you that you don't really get to just have moments that you need. As human beings, we run ourselves worse than cars. You take your car to get tune-up, you take your car to get oil change, you take your car to get the work that needs to be done. And our body, unless we get a sick, unless something happened to us, unless we get a cold, we have a fever, we have something where our body is like, hey, you've been running, you hadn't taken time to slow down, then you don't know that you need to sometimes take a little break, instead of waiting all the time around the kids' schedule, around your husband's schedule, around the summertime when the weather is good outside. Sometimes a staycation, it's sometimes what you need. So I was happy that I was able to do a little staycation. And I was able to get some good food, and I was able to get some good rest, and I was also able to fall back and have my husband, which he always cooks and he always helps me out in that sense. I will be the one that cleans. I love to clean, I love to organize things. That is like my specialty. But in terms of cooking, I will cook. I will do it at least 3 times a week. And on the weekend, when my husband, he cooks, then I don't have to cook on the weekend. So 3 times a week during the day, I make enough food, so there's enough for, once in a while I can definitely take the kids out, because they also enjoy going out and have a little family time, so that you're not always stressed, like, okay, I have to work, and then when I get off of work, I have to cook, or I have to go to practice with the kids, or I have to, spend a little time doing the fun stuff. Like last 2 weeks, I went to jump with the kids, and it felt so good. Like I had not, and the funny thing is, it's that my 6-year-old, she said, Mom, what do you like to do? What do you like to do? And so often, and I was like, I can't think about it. Like, I can't give you an answer right now. I just can't think about it. She's like, well, what do you like to do? You're always working. And that's an image that I'm like, I need to spend more time not only working, but I also need to play a little bit more, because the kids, they're growing. They're seeing like everything as being an adult. It's like it's all about work, work, work. And it does not have to. Guys, I don't want to rant and carry on with a long video, but I'm saying all of this just to say, it is not a bad thing to play. My husband loves basketball. My husband will take the boys all day Sunday. He'll take all the kids. But my husband, ever since I met him over 19 years ago, my husband, the one thing that he did, it doesn't matter how hard he worked, he always made time to go play basketball. And I'm like, how can you just play for 5-6 hours? Like 6 hours, it's a routine for him. And I'm like, why do you play so much? Like 30 minutes on the court, I'm thinking. He will play for hours and he enjoys it. And he said, yeah, I'm working, but work, even though he's moving around, he's like, work is not exercise. And what he does for himself is he'll go to the gym, or he'll go on the basketball court. Winter, summer, spring, and fall, he will go indoor to the YMCA. He will go play. I mean, we have a gym membership. And him and the kids, they use it much, because I'm either working, or when I'm not working, I'm too tired to want to go work out. but I love to walk. So that's something that I would do at home. I have a park not too far from me. We'll just go down there and walk. And my husband will play basketball so much. And I'm like, oh. And then when he's done, he's like, oh, my knees, my legs, my back is sore, but he enjoys it. And when my daughter asked me, Mom, what do you like to do? Like, I am just that adult that I was like, I can't answer you right now. But last week, 2 weeks ago, when I went out jumping with the kids, I was able to jump and play. And it felt so silly, but so silly good, because I didn't have to think about anything. I was jumping. The kids went out jumping. There's a place, trampoline place not too far from our home, and the kids went out and they were jumping and they had such a good time. And they was like, Mom, come to it. The first couple of times I was like, no, I'm not gonna jump. Your dad is gonna jump with you. I'm not. And I got into it, and let me tell you, it was so much fun. We stayed there and we jumped for like an hour and something, and it felt so good. I was sweating when I came home. Like, it was amazing. And the one thing is, like, I mean, I have natural hair, and the one thing about getting my hair sweaty is like, oh, I gotta wash my hair. It's like, that's a routine as well. Like, working is a routine. I have to cook, I have to make dinner, I have to get my hair done. I still have to look presentable. I have a husband, you know, I want to do it for myself also. And it's like so much things to do. No, instead of going jumping or playing, I can use that time to get my hair done, because I have to get a girl's hair done and all of that stuff. But guys, as I said, take a little time. And even though you're an adult, find a time as an adult just to play. Do you guys remember being a young child or being a teenager where there was something that you really did love, and like playing feels so good. So good it feels to play. And I just find myself now, I enjoy, you know, going out with the kids and just playing. Because as adult, we think that playing is bad. Like, we have no time to play. What do you mean play? Everything is about work and everything's about money. But play. And when you find yourself playing and having fun with your children, then you do realize how much fun it is, and how free it is, and how relaxing it is, and how enjoyable it is. And just find that time you can laugh freely and you can just play. And then when you finish playing, then you can pick up those, you know, grown boots that you call yourself being an adult. So I'm learning how to just have a little fun. And this summer, I do want to have a little bit more fun. And we do have a couple of things lined up. But trust me, if you catch me out there, I want to just laugh and play and enjoy the times with the kids, because they're getting older. Like, this year and next year, I would have 3 adult children. You know, 3 adult children graduated from high school and in college, and they're working. And then I have 3 younger kids that are from high school, middle school, and elementary. So parents out there, like, spend a lot of time with your children, and spend a lot of time by yourself also, so you can give a little self-love and self-care to you. I just wanted to not take up all of your time, but I do thank you for sitting with me while I get my makeup done, and that I can just chat with you guys. So take a little time, whether you have young kids and you have to have a family member watch them, take a little time, go out to dinner, go get you something, you know, take yourself out. Whatever you do with yourself, when someone comes into your life, those are the things that they're going to keep up with doing, and those are the things that they're going to bring to you. Funny how, and I always tell my kids, like, when I was not looking for a relationship, when I was not looking for, you know, someone in my life to do or to bring things that I enjoy, and when you can sufficiently do those things for yourself, and you can be aware of the things that you like and learn the things. I'm 40 years old. You know, a lot of time it takes a little bit more age, maturity before you're able to learn, but my kids are younger. And I will tell them, Don't wait for someone to acknowledge you. Acknowledge yourself. Like, learn to love yourself. Learn to be good to yourself, because it's only when you're able to do those things. This week, Jernette had a little incident, and she was a bit tough on herself. And she got frustrated with herself. And I said, well, why are you being so harsh? Why are you being so harsh to yourself? Because of something external, something outside of you. Someone outside of you made a decision and they said something, and you take it against yourself. I said, why would you do that to yourself? This world has so many no's and so many no's. Let's just keep it as simple as no's. This world will tell you so many no's, even when there's a yes to it, even when there's not an explanation why there's a no, just because someone might not feel like it, just because someone might not want to work that day, just because someone may not, you know, have your best interest at the heart. They will tell you no, and leave it as that. And I said, one thing I want you to learn, and one thing I want you to do, is be persistent, because the world is already coming out at you with a no. No, we can't do it. No, it's not done this way. No, it's not. So then I want you to have the mentality of, okay, if it's a no, why is it a no? How do we turn it around? How do we get it to be a yes? What can I do? What can be done? What is the explanation? If it's a no, never take someone no and just walk away with, oh, no, it can be done. Like, be persistent. We can turn a no around. We can work it. There is a way. And sometimes it takes not just, you know, walking away, or not just internalizing all of what people will say, but finding the solution of, okay, so what about this? What's the other choice? What else can I do? Always look for the what if and the other, because there's always something that can turn that same no situation around. But, oh, you know, you can do it this way, and this worked out. And that was one of the incidents that was very frustrating to her this week. And I said, you know what? Don't beat up on yourself. I mean, don't beat up on yourself. This world has a pretty good way. The people in this world have a pretty good way that they will do that. Okay, they will beat up on you. So you have to learn to love yourself. And the first thing is that you have to be gentle with yourself. You have to know that when things are outside of your reach and someone else is making that decision, there's another party, then you just have to go with, okay, so you're postponing something for a later date because this is what is in that person's capability of changing or doing. Then you just have to be a little bit more flexible. If there's no way about it, then you just have to be a little flexible, because sometimes it's like, yeah, I have plans to do this, or I have plans to get something done, you know, within the next 2 weeks, within the next 3 weeks. And when it depends on someone else that have that say so, they might be like, no, we can do it next week. It's best to reschedule. We have to, something else came up. And don't just internalize that as young ladies, as older ladies, as young men, you know, as older men. Like, don't just always internalize when someone say, no, we can't do it this way, no, even though you have a time frame or a timeline. Like, those are disappointments. You know, you expect something that's going to be done on Monday, and here it's going to be done until Friday. And you're like, you know, that's a waste of my time. I expected. But just have a little bit flexibility with what people, when there's another person that determines the outcome, be a little bit more flexible and be a little bit more caring to yourself, that when, you know, they say something and how you may have taken it, just don't internalize it all the time. People will say a lot of things, people do a lot of things, and sometimes it's not personally to you, where they are trying to make you feel bad, or they're trying to just flex or exercise their power on you. Sometimes it's just circumstances, sometimes it's what it is. But I tell her, like, learn to love yourself, learn to be kind to yourself. And those are things that I want to show and to be the example. I said, you know, if you carry yourself with a standard that I know you have, and the standard of how you like things to be done, then people that come around and people that are in your circle and your presence, because of the way you carry yourself, because of the expectations that you have of yourself, they are going to fit into that caliber of who you are and your dynamics. And you don't have to lower or lessen your standard to fit in, and you don't have to lower or lessen who you are in any way, shape, or form. But most of all, love you and take time to be gentle with yourself. And when it's something out of your control, love yourself and say, okay, you know, if I can't get this done within this frame time, then maybe, you know, I can either work on improving it, or it might just be the stress that you need to just kind of free up that little stress about, you know, getting it done, like crunch time or getting it, like take that little free space. And, you know, we all get disappointed and feel disappointment, but turn your disappointment around, you know, turn it around to feeling contented and know that it's out of my reach. I am prepared, but because someone else has to say so, then I have to just fall back a little. And that's not a bad thing to do sometime in life, you know, because so often, as I said, we all have standards, we all have goals, we all have so much things that we want to execute. It does not always go that way. I always tell my kids, and even my oldest one, like Nate, he's telling me, Mom, you know, you're really right. You always say, like, write the things down that you want to accomplish. Write the things down that are goals for you. Write them down, and then you go back and you check those marks off because you've accomplished those. And then add more stuff to your list. And always, because as long as we're living and we have breath in our body, we're always going to want to accomplish something more. We're always going to want to strive for something more. You know, just write your goals down, write where you see yourself, write where you're going to be in a couple of months or by the end of the month, you know, long-term, short-term, write everything down, because I'm a strong believer in everything that you write down, you make it a habit, you make a mental note of it, and it allows you to work towards accomplishing that thing, and it gets done. So I'll leave you with that for today. I hope it was not too much ranting, but I do appreciate you guys spending time with me. I have a couple of things that I'm gonna get, so I'm gonna get right into it. Thank you for spending some time here with me. Have a wonderful weekend, guys, a safe weekend, and thank you for tuning in and subscribing to Toya's Family. I love you. Mwah.